Thank you so much, Ji, for Islamabad Policy Institute and my chair of the session and all the august distinguished guests. We are here to speak on a very important topic, Palestine, a call to action. And like you very clearly told us that Palestine is an issue where we all talk about it a lot, and it has been there for a long time. There has been various actions in place, but nothing concrete has come out of it. And every year we do make statements and we do make resolutions, but we see Israel becoming bolder and bolder and now reaching everywhere in Gaza, regardless of whether they are children or women or whether they are hospitals or communication centers. So for us as Pakistanis, like very rightly mentioned, Palestine is core of our foreign policy, just like Kashmir. And we have to deal with Palestine not just when there is a disaster in it and there's catastrophe in it, but we have to deal with Palestine on a constant, platform. And that is why the platform is what we need to look at. I think each person in Pakistan is very cognizant of the fact that Palestine is an issue which we can talk about and dearly concentrate upon. But unless something happens concrete, it will not make any difference to it. So there are various angles on which we need to work upon. One is, of course, the political angle. And as you've seen, that one of the problems that we've had in the past, why actions have been far and few in between, has been that the lack of voice in the Muslim world. So the Prime Minister went to Saudi Arabia and he talked to the head of OIC. The OIC has called a meeting on it, and we are trying now to lobby. So the idea is a united, loud, impactful voice. The first thing is to gather forces within the Islamic world and to make the voice so loud and so impactful that some difference is made in the ears of the West, especially. So the OIC, as you saw, the foreign minister has been accompanied by 3 other foreign ministers, and we hope that once he is there in New York and the UNGA session takes place, there are other foreign ministers who are there and meetings are lined up for them to join this action of first of all having a ceasefire and then having a long-term solution and giving them the rights of self-determination as enshrined by the United Nations. So for the United Nations to move, we need united Muslims and united Ummah and united forces to appeal to it. So that's the first point that we need to have. United Nations to have a concrete, impactful role. We need to have United Nations of OIC and other nations to join us. And I think the foreign minister is very cognizant of this fact. The prime minister is talking to China, has talked to, and the foreign minister is talking to Malaysia, Indonesia, Sudan, African Muslim countries, and all the other OIC nations as well. And that's where we need to put our weight behind more so. The second point that we need to be cognizant about, and I think that is a slight advantage we have in Palestine cause compared to the Kashmiri cause. In the Kashmiri cause, communication breakdown is total. So it's very difficult for us to have a first-hand view of what is happening over there. And as you saw, what Israel did was that they bombed the communication tower in Al-Jalala, where there was Al Jazeera and so many others, but the social media is still on. In India, the problem we are facing is that Twitter, whenever it tries to give India statements or show Kashmir, those accounts are taken down. Facebook is heavily censored. But so far, with the advantage that we have in Palestine is that we are able to have the videos, the visuals through the social media, the alternative media. And that has what has moved the conscience of the world so far. And I think that is the most powerful thing we'll have to use. Because unfortunately, as far as the electronic media is concerned, the Western media is concerned, it is still governed by the Jewish lobby. And censored statements are going to be coming up. Videos are not going to be that potent over there. So we over here, and Pakistan has made some progress on it, that we also have not that advanced, but we have a very vibrant youth on the social media. So we need to collect our forces together. Al Jazeera has some forces together, and that is why Pakistan, Turkey, other nations have to not only be working on a social media strategy of making these things viral during this occasion. And once the ceasefire happens, we just sort of go into our lull and back into our lives. We need to have a separate forum in OIC, which is completely built on the expertise of keeping the social media alive even when there is peace in the region, and have a concrete strategy of exposing Israel, of exposing the theme that.
Ma'am, could you please conclude in 2 minutes, because we are running short of time.
Right. So that's my second suggestion. My third suggestion is to form a forum of international civil society organizations. Pakistan has just made a move on UNHRC forum, and we have requested them that the UN human rights, where are you? We want to call a sort of a session on that, and we are hopeful that will be joined by others to put pressure on them to call a session on that. But there is Amnesty International. There are other organizations. There are local organizations. There are Islamic organizations. There are human rights organizations. And we need to endorse celebrities on it. So my request would be that just like Bella Hadid, who's a very big celebrity, has been taking the Palestine cause on, and the West is listening to her because she's in the West. Similarly, we need to have civil society moving. Amal Clooney, she's from Lebanon, celebrities, we need singers, we need a whole civil society movement all over the world to be able to keep on raising this voice throughout. So these are my 3 suggestions to keep the Palestine cause alive. As Nelson Mandela said, we know too well that no freedom is complete without the freedom of Palestinians. And we also know that you don't need to be a Muslim to stand up for Gaza. You just need to be human. So let's all be human, raise this voice, collect people. This is the moment, this is an opportunity. It's not just a Pakistani opportunity. It is an opportunity for the human conscious to raise and stand up. Thank you.
Thank you, Andleeb Saiba. Very positive and constructive suggestions, and I think it's a way forward.